Heidi Ho neighbors, Radio Goji here, and welcome to another drunk video, because I like doing these, they're a lot of fun. So, I often do a different kind of video every time I get drunk, and last time we did do another Zelda game, we did Breath of the Wild, but I've actually taken a break from Breath of the Wild because I can barely bring myself around to play it anyways. So today I'm actually going to be playing Hyrule Warriors, which is my favorite game on the Wii U, and is a spin-off of the Dynasty Warriors series. I have all of the DLC unlocked, and all that jazz, and before anybody asks, no, I'm not planning on doing every single side video that I do drunk. I just wanted to do a drunk video today, because I had the tools, I have the booze, I had the drink. So let's get it on here. Basically, I'm just going to be just messing around in adventure mode here, because in all honesty, that's I've already done all the story mode and everything, so there's no real reason to do that. I'll just mess around. I'm done. The thing is, I've done the adventure map, but I haven't finished the adventure map. I haven't done everything. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. I wish I had all the other maps. That would be neat, but I guess not. Well, let's mess around the tournament map here. I have started this before. I just don't I really don't have any progress in it. Let's just take a look at what are the characters? Because the only real way I can look at the characters I have is by selecting something like this. Yeah, here I have all the characters unlocked. I do have quite a few levels in some of them for different reasons. I use Link the most, thus he's the highest level I have, and has the most heart containers and all that. I have a couple in here who are fairly high level because other people have used them. My brother Ian has used Young Link and Zant, so that's why their levels are that high. And Jordan has played as Midna and Twilight. He likes Twilight Midna the best. I've played as Marin quite a bit because Link's Awakening. I was thinking, I think my brother's played as Skull Kid as well. Somebody's played as Skull Kid. Basically, anything that I have a bunch of levels pumped into, I've actively played at one point or another. Though I can't imagine me having played as Marin that much. Let's go with Marin, why not? Because she has a level 2 bell already. So what's I think I have to kill 400 enemies. I think I can manage that. I chose to play Hyrule Warriors because I asked my brother what I should play. Because I couldn't think of anything out that I wanted to play. So I texted my brother and was talking about apparently Fox is bringing back the F Word, which is a Gordon Ramsay show that was on BBC. And when I saw the commercial for that, all I could think of was on the original F Word when they had James May on there from Top Gear, and he made a shepherd's pie that had cock spelled out on the top with P's. But I asked Ian what I should play, and he said Hyrule Warriors. So sure, I said sure, why not? I can do that. So hopefully he's watching this. Again, I think my goal is to kill 400 enemies. Considering I have level 35 characters here. Oh, before Rogue Forces do. There's Rogue Forces right there. Rogue Forces are usually classified as yellow. They're it's not normally the way it works is allies are blue, enemies are red, and Rogue Forces, which are a third team, are yellow. And she's not going to let me do anything, I see. I don't think I've leveled her up too much as far as abilities and whatnot go. I've only just pumped 30 levels into her, and that was pretty much it. I'm already dying. Oh, what a wonderful way to start off. I'm going to before I I'm going to return to map. One of the big things with this, with the Termina map, is that you have the 72 hours counting down, and when it reaches the end, obviously I think it resets everything, but there are certain places where you can unreset them. Like the owl statues are like warp points. Actually, before I do that, I should go to the bazaar. This is where I could actually look at my characters, too. How many badges? Well, actually, I have given her quite a few badges. What do you know? Okay, so what do I need here? These are silver badges. I think I've given her all her bronze badges. I wonder if I can... what I can afford here. I can afford quite a bit. These are all silver. That's a gold. Because I need, like, Link boots and King Dodongo claws for most of these. So I can basically make 8, I think. Assist badges. I'm not going to worry about assist badges. Let's see what I should do. Focus Spirit is good. I can get all of these. There's no reason not to. I can always switch off from Marin whenever I want to, but I figure I can just see what I can do with her for today. That's a good thing. Get more health. Nullify knockback. Since I'm going to be using her for water element stages mostly anyway. And then the Zora Tunic, why not? Alright, so that's where I'm going to keep it for now. What weapons does she have? Do I have more than one? No, I don't have more than one. I usually try to keep it so that every character has one of each type of weapon. It's a good way to get money and all that. Alright, so let's try this again. Apparently I've beaten this one before. It says it has a B rank on it. But I'm guessing because the game started over, it didn't count toward it. Anyway, I'm going to try it again. This is another one of those games where I have the ability to block, but I never think of using the ability to block. Because it's not normally something that comes naturally to me. I'm actually going to go away from Impa here. See if I can rack up some kills over here. Alright, there's another Impa. Love this Dissonance. I want to summon the Wingfishes already. She can summon the Windfish as like her special ability, and that's pretty awesome. Windfish you. Where's the Windfish? There he is! Alright, I shouldn't be wasting all of my time on fighting the Impas themselves. I should be using my time more effectively to actually fight the enemies that I'm supposed to be killing, because they're catching up again. So I'm just going to ignore the Impas for now. I mean, if they get caught in the crossfire, then so be it, but I'm not going to focus on them. Bugger off over here now. 96, they're 71 now. Enemies over here. You can have a Windfish. You can even see a shadow before he shows up. I think another character I found that I like to use a lot when Legends was released was Linkle. I found Linkle's crossbows are pretty broken as far as what they can do to enemies and everything. So I am still quite a bit ahead. That's always good. Do some quick damage to you. And just ignore you, and then go back for the bigger horde of enemies here. I should also use my bombs because they power it up. I have a silver charge bar there. I wonder what that does. That's what it does. Usually the those charge bars or whatever are unique to characters or weapons, and when you fill them up, you can do special attacks with your charge attacks and whatnot. I don't want to fight King Dodongo. Waste my time fighting a boss? No, thank you. Transport captain guy, he's probably got something good on him. They usually have some type of good item or something on them. That Dark Imp is over there, fighting all kinds of enemies. Getting all ahead. Turn on focus mode. Just what we can do. Basically powering up all my attacks and whatnot. Because we powered up the focus mode, we can also stay in it for a bit longer. Then we can do a special super attack. Just think about the windfish a little bit there. Just kind of a neat touch. We only need 50 more enemies left and then we win. I figured I'll use Marin because we're playing Link's Awakening right now, Greg and I, so be a good chance to use one of these lesser used characters. Because with a lot of these DLC characters, I've only played them once just to try them out. Marin is one that I do like playing as, though. I didn't think that she was really revolved around Cuckoos a lot, but she does yell at you if she travels with you in Link's Awakening. She yells at you if you hit Cuckoos. I'll probably show that off when we get to that point in the game. Okay, so because we got a C rank, we were able to open up these areas, so let's head down toward the southern swamp, why not? Just like in Majora's Mask. In the rupee competition. Who's a good light character we can do? I mean, Link is good for everything except darkness. Now let's use Link for one time, shall we? I don't want to use Link too much because Link will obviously be the go-to guy here. Obviously the Master Sword. I mean, I know I don't have its full potential unlocked, but I don't have all the weapons unlocked either. But it's still the strongest weapon I have for him, so there you go. Alright, so what are we meant to do here? Gather more rupees in the rogue forces. And they have Dark Wiz-Rose, which is... Oh, defeating Dark Wiz-Rose allows me to steal rupees from rogue forces. Well, they seem to already be delighting in attacking me from all sides. I don't know if it's just my level, but the Dark Wiz-Rose have a lot of, Rupee Captain! But they seem to be taking a lot less hits to actually, you know, kill. Alright, where's this Rupee Captain? Where's all this... There he is, he's over here. Ah! I'm not used to using the Pro Controller on this game. I usually either play on the DS or I use the gamepad. But if I play on the gamepad, then you wouldn't be able to let's say you really would be able to see what's going on, but you would. I mean, right now I have the gamepad displaying, like messages and stuff, like those messages that pop up. But Rupee fairies. No one. Will you guys cut it out, please? Alright, so I already know I'm not getting an A rank because I've taken so much damage. Oh dear. Alright. I haven't played this game in a while either, so I am a little rusty. When I have the Twilight Princess range on, because I normally use the spinner. But I decided to go with a light-themed weapon this time around, so I'm using the Master Sword. I think that I'm going to win anyway, but I don't want to let my guard down, because Lord knows the computer will find some way to catch up. I guess it does help when I'm killing all these Rupee captains. Fairy Hunter. Still my Rupee Fairy. I don't have a Rupee Fairy. Do I have a Rupee Fairy? I don't know how this works. This is the first time I've done this kind of map. Alright, well, let's us kill the Fairy Hunter first, shall we? Oh, we rescued a Rupee Fairy. That's good. I mean, we have, like... We have 3,000 to their... Oh, and we killed Dark Wizro. So we have 3,000 to their 100. That's always nice. So unless they can get, like, 3,000... over 3,000 rupees, like... I'd say, like, 3,600 rupees or something like that within the next few minutes, I think that I win. But I'm not going to underestimate the computer here. Rupee gathering report. No freaking contest. Well, they did get like 500 within the... Oh, wow. Scratch that. I was going to say, they did get like 500 within the last minute, but then I took it back from them. Oh, no, I don't want to deal with a boss, especially Goma. I hate Goma. Goma's the worst boss in this. Goma and Manhandler are like the worst bosses. Like, I think King Dodongo is the easiest to handle, but it's still really annoying to fight any boss, really. Oh, okay, there's Goma right there. The problem with Goma is that it's a very limited window where you can hit it and do damage. A Rupee thief now, eh? I don't even know what all this is. I'm just rolling with the punches here. Just take a drink real quick. I have plenty of Coke this time around. I got some pizza earlier. And I was like, screw it, I'll order a 2-liter instead of a 20-ounce bottle. So I do have plenty of mixer to go with my rum here. I just don't have like my best rum anymore, but what I have is better than nothing. KG enough, and I would be proud. Whoa. Quit locking on to Goma! I don't want Goma. Goma's poopy. Right, it's turning into chaos here. I gotta back off. This is basically what, you know, this is what Hyrule Warriors or like Dynasty Warriors in a nutshell pretty much is. It can be pure chaos at times, especially with all these dudes on the screen at once. But sometimes in situations like this, where you're the only guy on your team, the chaos is a lot less fun. Let's get this last-minute fairy. That'll bring me up over 9,000, I believe. So I'm hoping it will. Well, not quite. For whatever reason, I thought it would give me 1,000. Let's see if I can get over 9,000. Yeah, there we go. I'm over 9,000 now. Raw. I didn't mean to invoke a meme or anything like that. I was just thinking of the next level up from 8,000, but I ended up getting over 9,000. Crushing Scouter. I got like 10 times the amount of rupees that they did. So that was easy enough. Here's Link's victory pose for either the Hylian Sword or the Master Sword. He jumps on the Hyrule Warriors version of Epona, no matter what costume he's wearing. That's what a regular costume looks like, is with the scarf and everything. It took 10,000 damage, damn. I got boots for Linkle and other stuff for other people that I didn't use. Those actually looks like some good crossbows for Linkle. Linkle has some damn good weapons too. The crossbows like do a shit ton of damage, and I've used the boots briefly too, and they're no joke either. I'm gonna get a Mask of Truth for that, and a compass for that. Oh, I forget what a that ocarina is for. I know that the upside down one will slow time down, or it'll bring it back to 72 hours or something like that. Or something, I don't remember. But that's the thing I want to get, is the giant. Because each of these adventure maps is like a whole story in its own right. Alright, I'm going to head down. Are these all competition things? No, this one's just defeat giant bosses. But most of these are like competition things. Yeah, keep capturing competition. Those trips for someone else. Yeah, this is... I don't know how I feel about these challenges. I don't think I care for these at all. I can only play as Rudo. That's a deal breaker for me, bud. I don't like playing as Rudo. Oh, I don't think I have a choice, though. Alright, let's go this way first. Kill these giant bosses, why not? I figure I could show myself off playing against giant bosses. Who should I use? I'll continue to use Link. I know I said I wasn't going to use Link that much, but fuck it. I'll use my broken as hell Triforce spinner. Because a lot of these DLC only weapons you can basically you have levels 2 and 3 unlocked pretty much right away, and the spinner you get through amiibos. And I've been able to get plenty of those, and I got Triforce spinners, like the highest level spinner that you can get, and it's got some fairly decent skills on there too, so I like that. I may play another Dynasty Warriors game in the future as well. I have Dynasty Warriors Gundam Reborn. That's also really good. Maybe I'll play that one for the next time I'm by myself, because the next time if I can ever find time to do a drunk play with Greg, we're doing Mega Man 6, obvs. But I think next time I'll do Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3 on the PS, or Dynasty Warriors Gundam Reborn on PS3. Take another shot real quick. I say another shot because I did take a shot before recording. Ugh, okay. Okay, so there's one on one side and one on the other. One of them's, from what I saw on the little mappy thing, One was a King Dodongo and one was a Goma. The spinner is super fun, by the way. It is like as fun as, if not more fun than Twilight Princess. Good, we'll get Goma over with first. I'll switch to the bow real quick. Basically, whenever its eye is blue like that, you shoot the bow. And with any of these bosses, your goal is to take down its weak point meter. That's that hexagonal thing that shows up if they get knocked down or whatever. And then once their weak point meter is down, then you can start doing actual damage. I mean, I've been doing a little bit of actual damage to them, but then you get the mad deeps in once the weak point is down. And I got 10 minutes to do this? I guess this really wasn't going to be too much of a challenge, I suppose. I have to look at the recommended level for that Rudo only level, because I have level 19 on Rudo, but I'm not really good at using her. So if the recommended level isn't too bad, I'll probably go for it. Okay, it isn't so much mad deeps as it is most of the damage that you can do is going to be the weak point strikes. Because that special move I did, I mean, like each of these guys has like a myriad of special moves they can do. They can do like the normal special move, which is when you fill up one of your gold bars and push the A button. They have two versions of the special moves that they can use, that you can use while you're in focus mode. One weaker one, if the focus meter runs out, they'll just use automatically, and then one if you push A while in focus is quite a bit stronger. And then there's the weak point strike, which is after you take their weak point all the way down, you get like that's basically like a fourth type of special attack. And each weapon type has each of these types of things. At one point, I do want to use the Bow Wow. I don't know if I actually have Bow Wow equipped on this one, because I have both this version. This is the Wii U version, obviously, but I also have the 3DS version because I like the game so much. Of course, I'm going to go for the more portable one as well. I mean, there are advantages and disadvantages to either one. Like the 3DS version does have more characters by default. Like right now, I have the same amount of characters for each one, because the the DLC is there are DLC packs for that'll work with both. And there was also a special DLC pack that I got just for having the 3DS version. That I could just import those characters into here as well. The 3DS version does have more characters by default. It has more story mode. It has more adventure mode maps, and all of the DLC for the 3DS version have adventure maps as well. Whereas the Wii U version, all the DLC stuff after Legends came out was all just characters and not the adventure maps. So there is more like content in the 3DS version overall. But the Wii U version also has multiplayer, and it does multiplayer in a pretty cool way. While it does downgrade the graphics quite a bit because because of the way it works, it basically makes it so that you can play two players. One person is playing off of the TV, and the other person plays off of the gamepad, and it works really well, and it's super fun. So obviously I'm going to keep both versions of the game, because I still like to play with my friends every now and then. And I have friends who really like playing this with me as well, especially Ian and Jordan. I'll just play on the gamepad, and they'll play on the TV. It works out really well. Open your mouth, and let me put bombs in. This is the pain in the ass part of fighting King Dodongo, is that he won't expose his weak point, and it's going to take forever. There he goes. Basically when he's doing that, you throw bombs at him. Bob's run. But that's, whenever I'm fighting King Dodongo, want to say he rarely does it. Like, he does it enough, but it seems that every time I want to just get it over and done with, just wanting to do, like, other shit. Just gotta work on dodging more. I am a little bit better at dodging in this game than I am in other games. Like, you know, unlike Breath of the Wild. That's one of the reasons why I usually can't bring myself to play Breath of the Wild that much, is because I don't like the combat in that game, like, at all. I'm not good at dodging. I mean, I'm decent enough at blocking, but blocking only does so much. And, you know, shields and weapons can be destroyed too sweet. And of course you take a shit ton of damage whenever you're hit by, you know, like standard enemies can hit you for like 3 hearts of damage. It's just, it's really dumb. I mean, like there are still a lot of things I like about the game, but it's not the perfect 10 out of 10 game that everyone made it out to be. That was all just hype feeding into that, I think. A lot of hyperbole. Kind of a lot like what when Undertale came out, and it had like already won best game of all time the year that it came out. A lot of hyperbole, and I think that's what Breath of the Wild suffers from. Still a really damn good game, but there are a lot of Zelda games that I like to play over Breath of the Wild, and while I still plan on completing the game, I am taking a break from it. I mean, other than the break that I've already been taking from it, basically never freaking playing it in the first place. But, you know... Oh, I got an A rank! And I got a Mask of Truth, which I don't know what it does. I know it's for uncovering, like, additional, Deku Mask, or a Mask, so switches, Mask of Whirlpools, Mask of Truth. Oh, that'll give me double defense, okay. Deku Stick for torches, bombs for boulders, ice arrows for circles of flame, like before. Song of Time, reset all map squares. I don't want to do that. Inverted Song of Time, that's the one I want. Gives me more time. Squirrel will become affected by Majora's power. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, that's what I want. In fact, I'm going to use it here because, like I said, I'm not good with Rudo, so I'm going to go to... do this. There. So now I have double defense in this thing. Oh, it's only a level 2. So I have to just get more KOs than the rogue team. I don't even have a decent weapon. I have like a tier 1 weapon. Oh boy. This is going to be fun, he lied. I didn't even check what rank I need to get in order to be able to move on. I hope it's just a C rank. Okay, just kill more enemies. Gotcha. Easier done than said. Oh, they got Gyptos though. Gyptos can be a right pain in the ass. Or Redeads, or whatever they're called here. The Darknuts, yeah, the Darknuts barely take any damage. And they're already at 130 KOs. Oh, Lord Almighty. Give me strength. Oh, this is going to be painful. Oh, she's... yeah, that... I'm fairly sure that's their Impa getting all these kills, too. Well, that's only going to kill 4 things. Rudo sucks in this game. By the by. I think I may have mentioned that Rudo sucks in this game before. But in case I didn't mention it, Rudo sucks in this game. I'm not even going to bother with the big guys. I'm just going to go for the small fry, because the small fry are the ones that really matter here. It's quantity over quality insofar as how KOs are calculated. I am dying. No, I'm not even going to get a C rank if I die, so... There's the charge detective. I won't even know. I got frozen. Alright, that sucks. Rudo's terrible. Oh, and she had an 8-bit weapon too. The Impa did. I don't know how I feel about that. Because 8-bit weapons are just... oh, even with double defense, I got creamed. Wow. How am I with Rudo here? Where was I going with that? But yeah, 8-bit weapons are basically just like level 3 weapons without... I think... I don't know if they can have abilities on them or not. Yeah, I have all of her bronze at the very least, so she's competent. I even have a couple of her silver. That fucking sucks. Is it just because she's at level 19? No, I'm not gonna waste my rupees on... No, fuck that. Alright, I'm gonna abandon Termina for now. Let's do something else. Let's look at the Twilight map, why not? Oh, I like that. We just need to make our way west, looks like. Okay, that doesn't sound too hard. Learn the key to a balanced attack? Okay. Thumbs up. Cool story, bruh. Let's see, who can I use? You know what? I'm going to use Toon Link with the Sand Wand. Because that's actually very amusing. As much as I fucking hate Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks, I've mentioned it in like some of my old vlog videos before. I say old vlog videos even though they're like within the past few months, but Spirit Tracks is my most hated game of all time. Period. But you can use the Sand Rod to summon the Spirit Train to just wipe the floor with enemies. If you had told me, like, that someday, like, I mean, I knew Hyrule Warriors was making things awesome to begin with, but if you had told me that someday that Hyrule Warriors would come out with a thing that made something from Spirit Tracks awesome, I would not have believed you. Okay, so I have to defeat two Dark Big Poes at the same time. I think I can manage that. I want to go this way. Alright, so... let's just bring them down a little bit each. Hit them with trains. Oh, well, that's great, I suppose. So I have to keep... I'd love to, but I don't think I have too many of those. Alright, so they're starting me off with something like this, huh? I mean, I guess this would be easier with 2 players, but... I don't have anyone else to play with. I think I may abandon this just on principle. This is a stupid challenge. Maybe I can hit them with both of this train? Okay. They can't heal one another. Take aim and defeat enemies simultaneously. Alright, let's charge up another train here. Just gonna use these stall children to do so. I don't really have a time limit outside of the one that you get for every stage, which is like 90 minutes, so I have plenty of time to just charge this up here. There we go. Alright, let's line these guys up. Get them close to each other first. Come on. Come on, Big Poe. Come on. Get you close. Get you close. Drop a train on him! Did I do it? Yes! Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought. New enemy units have appeared. Please don't tell me I have to do the exact same thing with these guys. Oh, fuck you. Hey, with Gibdos as well. This is ass. I thought some of the I thought some of the challenges in regular adventure map were dumb. Because these are guys you can't stay too close to them and they'll freeze you every 5 seconds. And that's no bueno. Let's focus on this guy a little bit. Alright, good. Alright, now let's get it down a little bit more. Without getting hit like that, please. Alright, now let's charge up the spirit train again. The SP attack. There we go. Got it? Please tell me I don't have to do any more of this shit. Oh, sweet monkey Jesus on the pogo stick. And two Lizalfos, that shouldn't be as bad as Gibdos. As long as I can keep their damage pretty level, I should be able to get them both down to a point where they can just like not deal with that. Also, I did eat a lot of food, so for better or worse, I should probably be a little more lucid than I normally am with these drunk runs. I say a run, it's not really a run, it's more like just a casual gameplay video. Oh yeah, I got both these guys. I'll drink to that. And I win. Alright, that wasn't too bad. It was still really dumb, but not too bad. The power of trains prevails, I suppose. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's something that's odd. This is like the sand rod, so it's like meant to be like the earth version of like the fire rod or the ice rod. And yet it summons trains, and it's a fire-type weapon. I think you can get the engineer outfit for him, too. Or at least an engineer color scheme. Yeah, there's a little engineer salute, like he does in Spirit Tracks. I mean, I know the Spirit Tracks Link is different from the Wind Waker Twilight Princess. Not Twilight Princess. Phantom Hourglass Link, but they look the same. So I guess it's understandable why they would make him. They would give him that. It's a pretty fun weapon, though. I like it a lot. And I got an A rank for that, so Not too shabby. If I had done it as Zant, I would have gotten a piece of heart. Okay, so we're going through... Is this meant to be Farronwoods? I know this is basically marked out like Hyrule in Twilight Princess. I think this is... Yeah, this like whole section down here is Farronwoods. No, that's not Farronwoods. That's Hyrule Field, actually. Up here is... Is that the ice area? One of these is the ice area. I'm just curious. This is the ice area. I like this 8-bit rendition of the, This is Death Mountain. Oh, my gamepad just turned off because the batteries ran out. I don't care, though. It's not like I was using it for much anyway. Map squares covered in twilight will obscure the positions of enemies on them. Oh, okay. Each battle has additional rules in effect, so you have to be extra careful. Okay, can't fill up here. That's for if you can't fill up the gauge, can't fill up the green gauge, and no items. That's gonna suck if you have to fight bosses. This over here, that's like Lake Hylia and Zora's domain, I think. At least it should be. That's more of the ice area. It's been a while since I played Twilight Princess. I last played it on the Wii U when that came out. But I can't remember anything. Show no fear to the enemies of Twilight. And I have to use Midna. But that's okay because Midna is actually a character that gets used a lot. Got used a lot on here, so she should have. Let me just check her real quick. She should have like decent badges and everything. Yeah, yeah, she has all of her bronze badges at the very least. What else can I equip on her? She also uses Link Boots. I can use Stamina Fruit on her. Oh, I need Reeded bandages to unlock her full combos, though. I don't have all of her bronze badges. Focus Spirit's good. And what I'll do... Actually, yeah, give her that. That's a bronze. I'll give her more darkness element. Basically, it's not protection against like specific elements. It's if a stage recommends an element, then if you use that character on that sort of stage, they'll get more defense. So she uses only darkness element things with this. She had the shackle is her only weapon. That's the darkness element. I'm going to assume that this is a darkness element recommended stage because you can only use Midna. Usually, if you're oh, they don't even have it recommended. Because usually, if you're limited to a character, it will recommend whatever their element is, or at least the element of like the only weapon that they can use. Because there aren't too many characters that have more than one weapon type. So I figured that she'd have darkness element. This would be a darkness element stage because she has a darkness element weapon. Well, this looks like more like a standard battle stage because you got the multiple keeps and everything. So we'll actually get to see something more. This is like the first time we've done a more traditional stage here. I'm just gonna pour myself another rum and coke here. This looks like a more traditional sort of Hyrule Warrior stage here. So at least I'll get to show off one of those. I also have some water up here just in case. Whenever you're drinking like this, it's always a good idea to have water on hand, and I came prepared. I've been recording for not even an hour. I may not play this particular game the entire time. may find some other games to play, because, I mean, I can just, like, exit out to the Wii U, find something else, and just keep it on the same video, why not? Actually, you know what? After I'm done with this... I mean, I played me some Hyrule Warriors, like I told my brother I would. And so, even though Hyrule Warriors is one of my favorite games, it is also a kind of a game that's better in small doses. Unless I'm playing with friends. When I'm playing with friends, it's a lot better. But even on the 3DS version, I do prefer to play, like, you know, small doses here and there. It is quite repetitive and whatnot, and a lot of the challenges are kind of samey, and some of them are a little frustrating. I'm actually going to stop fighting that Gibdo, because I don't care. So I may just, like, you know, at least play another game here or there. Just to break it up a bit. I've actually been thinking of just playing a little bit of Duck Hunt for you. I have Duck Hunt on the Wii U. Play Duck Hunt. One round of Duck Hunt. That'd be fun. I don't really have any other games on the Wii U that I'd like to play right now. I mean, like, retail release things. I mean, I don't really feel like playing Breath of the Wild. Like, the last thing I did in Breath of the Wild was the drunk run that I did a couple weeks ago, I think. You can go ahead and watch that, too, if you want. I don't care. I mean, I'm not one of these, like, super awesome, multi-million subscriber YouTubers that makes money off of these. My videos aren't even monetized as of this recording. Like, now, if you're watching this, like, way in the future, then that may be a whole different thing entirely, but, you know, I would like to monetize, like, as I've stated, like, previously in the past, it is, and this still holds true, it is my dream at this point to, hold on. I'm gonna die. Hold on, let's see if I can get a potion real quick. Oh. Well, that was the thing that happened. Okay. Let's take a break from at least take a break from Hyrule Warriors for now. Let's see if I can at least log this in as some experience for Midna, and I need to see if any of my Wii remotes have batteries in them. So check this out. We can just go out to the home menu here, just close software. I think there's some data finished installing. I don't know for what. I don't know what for. Alright, give me one moment. Let me check to see if there are any batteries in my Wiimotes that I can use. It's empty. So one is empty and the other has dead batteries in it. So I'm just gonna have to... I do have something that has double A's in it, so I can just use the batteries from that just to cannibalize real quick. These are rechargeables too, so it's not like I'm wasting anything here. Get to look at my home screen. Yeah, I have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze downloaded. I never played that yet. That's on my backlog. I've also got various other games on there. I'm still lucid, by the way. Oh, this is registering as player 2. And I have a full... The batteries are counting as full here, so that's good. Oh, I don't have the... One moment. Okay, I'm back. I need to move some of this stuff here. But what I was looking for was my sensor bar. I don't normally keep that hooked up to the Wii U because its cord is kind of a mess. It actually was in here where I keep stuff. I actually looked in my other room with the drawer of wires, and it wasn't in there. But let's play some Duck Hunt, shall we? Duck Hunt's fun, right? I think so. We can get back to Hyrule Warriors later. Yes, I have a Wii Remote here. I have the Wii Remote equipped. I press stay on the Wii Remote. There we go. Okay. I could play it with my Wii Zapper if I wanted to. Oh, I played this already before. Do I... No. Oh. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. I wanted to play the regular game. Where's reset? Final. There, I did good. Yeah, it has a crosshair on it. They actually like redid the game so that it'll work with a Wii Remote. And you may hear, I don't know if you hear it, but this, whenever you push the B button is the trigger. But whenever you push it, the speaker will play the zapper like triggers, like usually when you pull the trigger on a zapper and it makes that springy sound. That's what it sounds like. I always thought that was a cool touch. See how far I can get in this, I guess. It's not that hard with the crosshair on there, to be honest. I was actually hoping to play the regular game. I'll play the regular game when we're done with this, I guess. If I can find a way to move the... You know, it was probably the select button. I know there were a lot of early NES games that had actually used the select button to select things on the menu. Well, I missed one. Okay. Yep. Why did I want to do this? This will be a nice little bonus, I guess. That's what I'll call the video is Hyrule Warriors and Friends. Oh, Jesus. Ah. Now they're going super fast. I'm sure you can easily beat the score any score that I get in this. There are lots of folks, I'm fairly sure, who are better at any form of Duck Hunt than I am, because I didn't own the game as a kid. No, when we got our NES, it was in 1993, and it was already on its way out the door, if not out the door already. We didn't have Duck Hunt or Zapper as kids. It was like the only form of Duck Hunt I've actually owned. I mean, I have played the game before. There was actually one point when I was away at college for a year. I mean, I went to college for quite a while. Never graduated, unfortunately, but there was when the first year I was in college, I went up to Connecticut, and there was one day where I was because they had in the commuter lounge, which is where I spent most of my time outside class, because I lived with my grandma at the time, so I was able to just, commute to college. Because I went to the University of Hartford, which is in West Hartford, and my grandma lives in Bloomfield, which is like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes away. So I just drove to school and didn't have to pay for a dorm or anything. Just stayed at my grandma's house. And in the commuter lounge, in like the back room of the commuter lounge, they had an NES set up when I was there. And there was one day where, because I was pretty much known in there for playing Game Boy a lot. Because I would either have my laptop playing like Baldur's Gate or something like that, or an emulator, or I was playing my my Game Boy Advance, and got to know some pretty cool people over there. But there was one day where I was I was playing Pokemon on the Game Boy Advance. I think it was like Pokemon Sapphire, because that was like the latest thing that was out at the time. So it's Pokemon Sapphire, and on the Game Boy Advance, while in between things on Pokemon, I was playing Duck Hunt on the NES. And I would look up and like shoot ducks on Duck Hunt, and then like go for like select my next attack in Pokemon, and just like look between the games. And I remember specifically there was one guy there who was like, "Oh my god, he's playing 2 games simultaneously." But I was pretty famous around the commuter lounge for that. The guy who was pretty much in charge of the place, he and I don't know if we could be, I don't know if we were considered friends or anything like that, but we had a rapport. We talked quite a bit. He was a pretty cool guy. Is this gonna end? I think I'm too good at this. I wanted to shoot the ducks, I didn't want to shoot the clay. But I told you I'd just do this as much as I could and then go on to the ducks. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just doing this one-handed because I just had the Wii remote, but I think I have to hit at least 8 to go on to the next round. Too good at Duck Hunt, you guys. At least the clay shooting. Well, not good enough for that one. To be fair, the crosshair is a little unfair here, but at the same time, that's just how it was set up. I didn't even think to turn it off or anything like that. Though because you don't have like the like it doesn't flash with the squares anymore because it's meant to work with the Wii remote now, not with the zapper. It is a little harder to aim without the crosshair. Number 13 got done with for round 14. Time to go. Come on, let's go. Come on. Yeah. Yes. Last second. Oh, missed that one. Yeah. It's like a 360 no scope on this. Yeah. I can't do a 360 no-scope, but I'm sitting on a couch. Alright, let's see how far we can go with this. That was the goal in the entire... That's why I still... The goal is to see how far I can get in this. And as long as I can keep hitting at least 8 of 10, I can keep going. I can do this for as long as humanly possible, let me tell you. Yeah, buddy. Is it going on the next round already? I missed that one. Game over. I got 8. Alright, let's go to duck. I want to do 1 duck. Whoops. Apparently the A button is the Virtual Console menu. Oh, fun fact, the Wii Remote that I'm using is my Luigi-themed Wii Remote Plus. While I did mostly use my Zelda-themed one through Skyward Sword, this is the one I finished it with. Skyward Sword is an awful game. I will never ever play it again as long as I live. I'll never play it on this channel, or anything of the sort. Skyward Sword is off the table when it comes to future games. I think, as far as Zelda games go, after I'm done with Link's Awakening, I'm not going to do like all the Zelda games in a row, but the only other Zelda games I will play includes Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, and Twilight Princess. Possibly Wind Waker. But Wind Waker is a low priority, if anything. Not the biggest fan of Wind Waker. Though I will say that the Wii U version, I don't care for the... It's not that I don't care for Wind Waker. Wind Waker is still a really good game. It's like Breath of the Wild. There are a lot of things about Wind Waker that I don't care for. Like the sailing. But the Wii U version basically takes everything I didn't like and kind of sweeps it under the rug, so... I may play the Wii U version at some point in the future. It's just not something I'm going to be thinking about, like, anytime soon. Like, as far as future games go, like, after Link's Awakening, I want to play Sonic Adventure. I do want to replay through... either replay Final Fantasy Adventure, or, if possible, play Adventures of Mana, which is the remake. And then, sometime after that, play 3-player Secret of Mana with Greg and Jordan. So that'll be really fun. But as far as like anything else goes, like those Zelda games I want to play through Mystical Ninja Star and go. I'm not going to actually finish it this time because I won't be playing on a ROM. I have an actual cartridge of it now. Because like before, like I probably could have, because my friend has a cartridge of it, but he doesn't know where it is, so that's why I couldn't finish the game. And the ROM that I was playing was, well, I mean, the N64 emulator I was using was pretty shit. But there's also the whole anti-piracy thing. I guess that's what that freezing at the penultimate boss was for Mystical Ninja. You know, for if you followed my my super old pre-Squeeze the World playthroughs, I almost beat it, but I didn't. But I have a cartridge now, so when I play it again, it's going to be off of the cartridge. So there's going to be no more of that, you know, game freezing in the middle of everything malarkey. No siree Bob. See if I can get the ducks, and then we'll see what other games we can play. What other games do I want to play on for this session? I mean, I probably should go back to Hyrule Warriors at some point, but I'll see what else we can play. Now, these kind of gameplay videos where I'm drunk or whatever, I'm still kind of lucid, really, but they're usually like 2 or 3 hours long, I think. So we may, play other games here and there. I just don't know about too many, because I don't want to, break have any breaks in the video with like other consoles and stuff. Like, I'm not going to turn on my PS4 or my PS3 or anything like that. I'm going to like, try to keep everything to the Wii U here. I'm not going to start or play any RPGs, that's for damn sure. That's going to be way too much of a diversion from what we started with. But yeah, I'll go back to Hyrule Warriors before the end of everything. Mark my woof, but, like I said, Hyrule Warriors is, in my opinion, a bit best, in short bursts. Usually the longer sessions are with friends. But I'm still glad I get to, you know, play it on camera for you guys. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. And what other games do I have on here? I mean, not counting discs or anything. Because Lord knows I'm not going to want to switch discs around. Fuck that. So I got this. I got, I mean, Earthbound Zero is a RPG, and I've already beaten it. I don't really want to play through it again right now. I mean, I beat it like over a year ago, but still... Not over a year ago. A little less than a year ago. I mean, I know that everyone says, like, super awesome things about the Earthbound series as a whole. And I've played through Earthbound. I fucking love Earthbound. And I've watched a playthrough of Mother 3, and I want to play it for myself. But Earthbound Zero, or Earthbound Beginnings, or Mother 1, or whatever you want to call it, it's a good game, but it's not anything really special. I'll fly away. It's not really anything special. I mean, the gameplay is very, very basic, very basic JRPG. Like, it was kind of archaic by the standards at the time. It was, like, basically Dragon Quest is all it was. And the story... I think, like, the overall story was okay, but, like, the events that happen in-game that they don't really lead into each other. It's just kind of a bunch of story arcs just kind of, like, presented and then just kind of stitched together. Like, nothing really leads into anything else. It's just like, there's this thing you gotta do. Okay, you do it. Now there's this thing you gotta do. And you, like, learn that from a completely different person who's, like, detached from the story. And while there is still the overarching story involving Gygus and, you know, people getting abducted, it's very, very, very lightly touched upon. And then there's the whole thing with Ninten and Anna being a couple. It just comes out of left field and feels forced. I mean, it's a good game. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I had fun playing it for the most part, but it's not something that I'm in a hurry to play again, in all honesty. Earthbound for the SNES is so much better in pretty much every way. Like, the storytelling is a lot better. Events actually lead into each other. The battle system is a little more refined and unique with the rolling HP at the very least. And overall, it was just a much more fun experience than Earthbound Zero was. And then Mother 3 is even so much, even that much more unique in its, like, you know, rhythm battle system, from what I've seen. As much as I'd like to play the game legitimately, Nintendo seems hell-bent on not localizing the damn thing. But, you know, I mean, in all honesty, like, I could see them not localizing it before, because when Earthbound first came out, there was a lot of stuff going against it. Like, it was sold with the strategy guide, and it was in a huge-ass box that retailers weren't willing to put on shelves, so it was, you know, less shelf space where people could see the game. It was extremely expensive, even at the time. It was like $80 because it had the strategy guide with it. People weren't willing to spend that much money on it. And from what I understand, another major thing going against it was that it was a JRPG that wasn't made by Squaresoft. And Squaresoft made pretty much all the most of the really good RPGs on the SNES, like, you know, the Final Fantasy games, Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana. Technically, the list goes on. I mean, you got other stuff like Live Alive, which I like, and then you have you know, some of the Saga games that weren't released over here. Super Mario RPG is another really good one. But people didn't really trust that it was just like, you know, a non-Squaresoft company making an RPG at the time. So, you know, not a lot of people bought it. And that's why it took so long for them to release it on like any kind of virtual console or anything like that, because they didn't think it was going to sell. I mean, it really didn't start picking up in popularity until NES was in Super Smash Brothers. I mean, that's when I first heard about it. Like, I saw SNES and Super Smash Brothers, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's from a game called Earthbound. And I looked stuff up about it, and, you know, because as was the style at the time, I downloaded the ROM and emulated it, and I actually didn't like it at first, but I grew into it, and it's one of my favorite games now. But that's why they didn't release it at first, was because, you know, it wasn't a game that was popular. It wasn't something that Nintendo thought was going to sell. And they only put it on the Virtual Console on the Wii U and the 3DS because of high demand. But now, you know, they really do have to see that, you know, Earthbound does have more of a following than it did back then, and that Mother 3 probably would sell. But there are, you know, some things in Mother 3, like the Mad Gypsies or hermaphrodites is a big thing. And Nintendo does like to steer away from controversy and stuff like that, so there are some touchy subjects in the game that they probably wouldn't want to associate themselves with. I lost this round. So that's the main reason that Mother 3... I think that's the main reason that Mother 3 is being localized now. Alright, I'm done with Duck Hunt. Let's see what else we can play. Wii U menu. Wii U menu, I hear that's an awesome game. Alright, let's see what else we got here. That's Earthbound Zero. Kirby 64, not really good for this sort of thing. Cybernator. It's just something I want to see if it's just something quick I can play. Yeah, Pokemon Pinball, why not? Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. We'll play this a bit and then we'll get back to Hyrule Warriors. How about that? What say you? Well, you don't really have much of a say in it because I'm the one who's playing the system. And I need to reset my controllers again. I need to reset my controllers again. Alright, so this is player 1 now. And the Wii remote should be off. Yes, it is. Okay. So let's play some Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. This is another one that I like to play every once in a while. I have this on the regular Game Boy Advance as well. But since we're on the Wii U, we'll play it on the Wii U for a bit. Let's see what I have on my Pokedex. Just curious. I don't think I have too much. I have 19. Pokemon Pinball is a pretty interesting take on Pokemon in general. There was one that was originally released in the Game Boy Color that only dealt with Gen 1. Obviously, with this being Ruby and Sapphire, I'll do one play of each field, why not? Let's do normal speed. Let's see, I think it's left and... I think left and A are going to be my, what's my launch button? That's not it. I have it set up to L and R. I have it set up to L and R, okay. Well, that's already, used my ball save there. Wonderful. So we can go to catch mode by going to that Sharpedo. Oddly enough, there's a Chikorita and a Cyndaquil here, which weren't in Ruby and Sapphire, but this is a very Gen 3-centric game. The Pokedex, for example, only shows off, like the only Pokemon that you can obtain in this game are from the Hoenn Pokédex from Gen 3, like Ruby and Sapphire. I played this game a lot on the Game Boy Advance, and I did have a lot of success in it, I think. There was like one round that I had on the Sapphire table that went on for frickin' ever. I pushed the wrong button entirely. Sorry about that. But this game is a lot of fun. I just wish it had the, this was one of the, oh, I lost a ball already. This is actually one of the few games that was compatible with the Pokemon, or not the Pokemon, the Game Boy player on the GameCube. But, you know, the thing that we use to play, like Link's Awakening on right now. But there were some games like this and, Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga that would feature Rumble on a, you know, Rumble controller. I want to at least catch one Pokemon here. Come on. Get into the Sharpedo's mouth. Get into the Sharpedo's mouth. And you're not going to be able to go from there. Oh, this start slot, sure. Let's start slot. It's not really going to do much for us, but we get a small point bonus. Hooray. Come on, I want to catch a Pokemon. I want to catch a Pokemon before we're done with this table here. Once we're done with this game, we'll go ahead and play some more Hyrule Warriors. Why not? There we go. Now we're in catch 'em mode. Now, Pokemon's going to show up on that, that looks like a Vulpix. And what you have to do is, well, you have to do something. Oh, you have to hit the bumpers. See where it's basically blinking at me to go to the bumpers, that Chinchou over there. If we hit the bumpers enough, it'll uncover parts of the picture, and then once the picture's uncovered, there will be a Vulpix there for us to catch. And we have to hit it a couple of times in order to be able to catch it, but still, that's progress for the Pokédex. I don't think I have Vulpix in my Pokédex yet, as far as I know. But of course, as you can see by the timer up top, we only have a limited amount of time to do this. So I think we only have to hit the bumper 3 times. There are 6 panels to the picture. Hitting the bumper the first time will uncover 1 panel, the second time will uncover 2, and the third time will uncover 3. So, yeah, just keep saving us, Latios. Please go up to the Chinchou, please. Come on, we only have like a minute. I don't want hatch. I don't want to hatch things. I want to Chinchou. I want to Chinchou. Please go to Chinchou. Don't hit the Cyndaquil. Go to the Chinchou. Oh dear. This is also one of those games that has like that psychic connection to the player. It knows what the player wants to do and will do everything in its power to make sure that thing is not done. Because, like, except for that one super long time that I had on the Sapphire table and the physical cartridge that I had, there were a lot of times where I could not get anything done. Because I'm not good at guiding the ball a lot of the time. We get some bonus points there. Yeah, we lost the ball. The capture point. It was going to end in 10 seconds anyway. Alright, let's see if we can at least hatch. No? No, I guess not. Let's see if we can tilt that. No. Alright, let's go hit the Cyndaquil. The Cyndaquil is flashing right now. Hatch. Hurry, ball. It's waiting there for you. Seriously, the Cyndaquil is just there waiting. We've already lost our Latios saver. Come on. Well, at least we've got the Pikachus. We're charged up if we need to go along the sides by accident. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can at least get a baby Pokemon here. That would be superb. Oh, it's a Natu. Okay. I won't say no to a Natu. Natus are pretty cool. So basically you have to hit the Natu a few times. And it's just going to kind of wander around for a little bit. I think it will eventually go away. But there isn't like a physical timer or anything for that, unfortunately. It would be nice if there was, that way we can, you know... Hold on, I have to hit it twice. Well, we got a Pokemon. So I would at least say that this table, our round at this table, was a success. Actually, I'm going to change the... No, I'm not. I'm not going to. I was going to change the controls a bit so that the triggers would be my my flippers, but you know what? The bumpers are good enough. Let's go to the slot. Start slot, please. Start slot. There we go. What do we get? Something good, please. Something good? Alright, Ball Saver. That's pretty awesome. Use this Makahita to shoot us up to that Nuzleaf. I'm fairly sure that that up arrow gets us something. I don't remember exactly what. I'll turn the Makahita back off. I forget what exact. I think it's that Linoon on the right that will turn the Makahita on and off as an extra bumper. But I would like to get up there because the Nuzleaf is pointing us to an up arrow, and I don't remember what the up arrow does. And now I'm curious as to what that may do. I think that allows us to go into evolution mode. I mean, this going up that way 3 times will allow us to do evolution mode as well. But oh no! It increases our Pokeball capabilities. Like it changes us to a Great Ball. Yeah, now we have a Great Ball, so we get a bigger multiplier for doing stuff. Seriously, it doesn't like make it easier to like catch Pokemon or anything. It just increases our multiplier, which is pretty cool. Oh, travel? Oh, sure, why not? And most of the music is actually, like, most of the incidental music and whatnot is from, it's actually from Ruby and Sapphire. But this is not. This is actually an original track for the game. I mean, much like the standard track that we hear, when the little Volbeat shows up and makes a different area. And we get a point bonus for changing areas. But of course, with the different areas you go to, you'll find different Pokemon there. And also, another thing to point out is different tables will have different Pokemon, but there are also different areas that you can visit per table. So I don't know if it's just incredibly reliant, or like just completely reliant on the area you go to, or if it's also reliant on the table. Like if you're in like the Plains area on this table, you'll have different on the other one. Let's buy a Ball Saver, why not? See if we can make something else happen while we're here. Alright, so we got the Evo panels light up, so that if we go into the Pokemart now, it'll actually enter us into evolution mode rather than purchasing things from the Pokemart. And that means that we can evolve the, we should be able to evolve the Natu that we have. If we can get up to it. Nope, we lost our ball. Alright, so that's the Ruby table right there. Oh, it's already entered my initials in. That's handy. Alright, let's do the Sapphire table real quick. So we have some different features on this table. Like, it's pretty much like the same sort of events and whatnot that you go through in the last game, or in the last table. It's just that the table layout is a bit different. It has different little puzzly things. Our saver is a Latias instead of a Latios. guess we can catch Pokemon right away. Let's see if we can get up in that Whalmer and catch ourselves a Pokemon before we lose all of our lives. Well, that's actually not the way I want to go. That helps with hatching. So that's another way to get a Pokemon. In order to be able to get into the mart, we have to turn off the Plusle and Minun. There we go. That looks like a Whiscash to me. So let's see if we can get us a Whiscash. Looks like the bumpers are going to be a little easier to get to in this particular one. There's a little Shroomish up there instead of the Chinchou. But that is a Whiscash. Oh, that's lucky. We just got basically put right into the Shroomish land. Shroomish Town, Shroomish Village. Now we got Pokemon there, so we just got to just hit that 3 times and catch it. I think we have to hit it. Yep, just 3 times. I know it was either 3 or 4. So we got ourselves a Whiscash. So let's see if we can evolve that. We can also hatch a Pokemon if we want to. We're primed to hatch a Pokemon too. If we can get it up there back to where the egg is. Alright, Latias is giving us our ball back. We can go in there, get some more coins. That's cool too. Alright, let's hatch the Pokemon, see what comes out. A Spoink. I'm fairly sure I already have Spoink in the Pokédex, actually. But let's get the let's get that Spoink for posterity, I suppose. And it's out and wandering around. May as well get it. I mean, even if we have already gotten something in the Pokédex, you know, obtaining it still gives us bonus points. And this is a pinball game after all, so. Our ultimate goal is to get bonus points. I mean, yeah, there is the Pokédex there for if you, well, we lost the ball, so we can't get this point now. I mean, yeah, like there is the Pokédex there, which, you know, as you get Pokemon in the game, it will fill up the Pokédex, but that's not really too important. So let's see if we can, I at least want to see if we can evolve the Whiscash we got. To, you know, show off Evo mode, but if we can't, then we can't. No big deal. Is our saber already running out? Damn. Let me get a drink real quick. We'll take a sippy sip. Because, damn it. Because, oh, hit the wrong button. Well, there goes that life. Okay. Let's see if we can get one more chance to get this Evo mode up. And once again, the Pokemart changes to the Evolution Mart, I suppose. Except it actually brings down the Plusle Minun gate in this point. I don't want to go to the bumper place. I've been there millions of times. I don't need to be there anymore right now. I need to go to Evo. I know Evo is something. It's like a fighting game tournament or whatever. I don't freaking care. I'm not a competitive video game player. I'm not a pro gamer. I don't know what they call themselves, like e-athletes, I think they call themselves. And they just like play nothing but League of Legends and Counter-Strike. Like those are the only games that. Those are the only 2 esports. like those are like the ones that get like the major league gaming coverage, or League of Legends and Counter-Strike, as far as I know. I mean, I'm fairly sure that there are others. I just don't care. I don't keep up with that shit. I mean, I'm sure it's not shit to the people who actually play. I mean, people are, are extremely good at games and get paid to be extremely good at games, and I'm not going to fault them for that. Barboach is the only thing we have, so... Basically what's going to show up is, like, these little icons will show up based on what the Pokemon is. They're basically icons that represent what makes them evolve. So in this case, because in Ruby and Sapphire, Barboach evolves when it gets to a certain experience level, we're picking up experience points here. But you'll also see things like evolutionary stones, link cables, that sort of stuff. But you have to pick up 3 of these, of whatever object, and then go into the hole in the center, and you'll evolve your Pokemon. And as always, it does take skill to do, which I obviously don't necessarily have. But as I said, I was a I don't know if I was like a pro at this, but I did get lucky on a few runs of the original cartridge. I still have the original cartridge, but I did get lucky on a few of the runs here, and I did have some that lasted like hours. Especially the Sapphire. I got like so many legendaries. Like I got Groudon, I got Kyogre, I got Rayquaza, I want to say I got Jirachi. I have to double check my save on the cartridge itself, but I'm fairly sure that I'm fairly sure that I was able to gain the qualifications to get a Jirachi. Because I had gone through so many cycles or whatever that I needed to get. I got all kinds of legendary Pokemon. I don't think I'm going to be able to complete this because I can't get up to the Wailmer. Because the flippers keep flipping me where I don't want to go. No, I failed. So if I'm going to try to get the Evo again... Oh, travel's fine too, I suppose. If I can go up one of the lanes to actually do a travel. Does that count? That counted. So let's leave the lake area and go to... Illumise shows up and says to go to the desert. So let's go to the desert. Maybe catch a ball toy or a Cacnea. Or a slot machine. Oh, I can get the Zigzagoon. I can get the Zigzagoon to attack it. That'll stop it immediately. And in this case, give me a double buffer. So that's kind of nice. Won't say no to that. It's better than the sharp stick in the eye. Better than nothing. Another KG Inafune reference. I don't even know if he really actually said that, but it's pretty much accepted that he said it. After, 4 years and $4 billion donated through the damn Kickstarter. It's better than nothing. Even though, from what I understand, it has the ability to crash systems, even though it's basically on par with a PS2 game, and that is not, in this day and age, better than nothing. We are done with this game now. And I got a high score. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed Pokemon Pinball, because now that I've finished doing some side games here, let's go on back to the game, the myth, the legend that is Hyrule Warriors. Now that we finished the and friends part of the equation, more Hyrule Warriors, please. I think what I'm going to do... wonder what I should do. I don't know if I'm really up for doing adventure map stuff, because a lot of the adventure map stuff is stupid. Let's play a couple of story missions, shall we? Just, not necessarily, just free mode. I mean, there aren't really any real stages that stand out from others. Let's play through the Ocarina of Time levels here. Let's see, what did they recommend? They recommended water. Who's good with... Well, Marin's good with water. Lana's good with water. Impa's good with water. Well, I haven't used Tetra King Toughness, but they're too low level for them to be really... Let's use Marin. Why not Marin? Let's marin it up. Marinate it. Marinate them. That's the thing now. Marinate them. Right. I don't care about the cutscene. I've played the entire game. You have to rescue Ruto from the Gorons. Apparently the Gorons are being led astray by bad guys. So we have to basically deal with some Gorons. Which kind of sucks because Gorons are adorable. And we have Impa and Sheik on our team, I believe. Maybe Lana. No. Lana's in... Because, like, at this part of the game, like, the party kind of splits up into three. Link is in Skyward Sword Land. Lana's in Twilight Princess Land, and I think it's Impa and Sheik who are in Ocarina of Time Land. Yeah, it's Impa and Sheik. And normally, like, you would play as Impa or Sheik, but since I'm in free mode, Impa and Sheik are actually just, like, other characters who are on there, and you can be anything you want in free mode. And I've chosen a DLC character. Someone who's not even in... Because, like, the way Hyrule Warriors is set up, it basically takes place... Like, it's consistent with the, There's Deck Bobs into my bow. It's basically consistent with, the child timeline. Because, I mean, like, it does reference, you know, Skyward Sword, which takes place before any other Zelda game. It does reference Ocarina of Time, which is basically the catalyst for the timeline split to begin with. And then after that we've got Twilight Princess, which is in the child timeline. But even the DLC has, like, you know, Majora's Mask, which is also part of the child timeline. It isn't until, like, Hyrule Warriors Legends came out that they started having, like, intermixing with stuff. Like, you start getting stuff from the adult timeline, like Wind Waker. And Marin here is from Link's Awakening, which is part of the Downfall timeline. If you don't know what the timeline is like, if you don't know anything I'm talking about, just look it up on the internet. Get the Hyrule Historia. I got the Hyrule Historia, but you can also look it up like on any Zelda wiki or ZeldaDungeon.com. They'll have like full. They'll have like, you know, a full like synopsis of like the timeline and how it splits and everything. It's just that nobody knows where Breath of the Wild takes place right now because Nintendo's been pretty tight-lipped about it. Yet, like when Triforce Heroes was out, they said, "Oh yeah, Triforce Heroes takes place during such and such time." Basically, the Downfall timeline sometime after A Link Between Worlds. But of course, they'll do it for stupid shit like Triforce Heroes, but not for something like a major game in the series, like Breath of the Wild. Fuck you, Fish. Yes, I know, the boulders are bad. Thank you for showing us that. The allied base is under attack by boulders, so we have to stop the, basically, capturing keeps is as easy as you're defeating enough enemies, and then the, I'll probably get from this. Oops, I didn't mean to do a special attack, I meant to push Y. But then when you defeat the keep boss, you take the keep. What's inside here? Oh, she looks really excited to open up a chest. Oh, just a weapon, okay. So that's the East Boulder Keep taken. So now we gotta make our way over to the West Boulder Keep. Because that's our objective, don't you know? But the boulders are pelting the allied base, and if your allied base falls, then you just lose, just straight up. See, it's already taken a good, like, decent amount of damage, which isn't necessarily a great thing. And while there is only, like, one Goron in there, you know, if it gets down far enough, like, they can take it. It's happened many a time in, like, other stages. Like, other stages that are, like, harder than that. This isn't that bad of a stage. Especially since we're using a water-based character, which they recommended. But basically, if you're playing through this like the first time, like in the story mode, they obviously want you to pick Impa. Because Impa uses a Naginata, the giant blade actually, the Dissonance sort of weapons, which are water-based. The Naginatas are fire-based, but they want you to use Impa's, I think they're called giant blades, but I mainly see them, like, the word that comes to mind for me is Dissonance, because it's basically the kind of what they're looking for there. They made Impa very samurai-like in this game, so it makes sense that you would have, like, traditionally Japanese weapons. And Dissonance are like cluster swords, basically. They're huge blades on hilts. And the only reason I know the term Dissonance is from Samurai Sentai Shinkenger, which had the Rekka Dissonance, which was a weapon that Shinkenger used. Because I am a gigantic nerd and I would know that. So let's take out this keep here. This isn't as hard as it looks. As hard as they're making it out to be. Just going up on screen that bar down, the keep boss will come out. And just focus everything on the keep boss, kill the keep boss, and then we've got the keep. And objective finished. And we've saved the allied base for now. The allied base is no longer in danger. We took down both the things we're supposed to. But then again, that could be a symptom of Dynasty Warriors lag, which is where you have so many alerts coming up at once that they just kind of go into a queue, and they just kind of pop up one after another, and you know, stuff from like 5 minutes ago will show up. But yeah, that's the classic Dynasty Warriors lag. At least that's what my friends and I call it. And you know, it says like you have like 1,000 KOs or like 2,000 KOs, and they'll say you got 500 KOs. That kind of stuff does happen. Alright, so Darunia is basically popping out here. He's looking to start some shit, and I'm gonna be all, no sir. We just basically got to stop Darunia from being an asshole here. Let's check out this outpost here. Outposts will generate additional troops for your team. Deku Bobbles are just annoying and they're just kind of there. There's Darunia. Darunia is one of my favorite characters to play as, too. He's just a lot of fun. He's from Ocarina of Time, if you haven't played that game. And like I said, we are in, like, Ocarina of Time areas, but, yeah. So let's just take him out real quick. Need to take more drinks here. I'm not leaving. I mean, I'm buzzed, but I'm not what one would consider drunk. Then again, like I said, I did eat a lot of food before I did this. This was kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision. So I am kind of full on food. That does kind of put a detriment if you're trying to aim to get drunk, but still I do like coming out with videos every once in a while, drunk or not, so just like in the spur-of-the-moment videos. I'm not making any money off of this. Nobody watches these. I'm not that obligated to make regular videos or not make videos that don't go with the schedule. I mean, I do try to keep with a schedule, but that doesn't always happen. I've been out and I'm too tired and I don't want to edit a video right now. That kind of thing happens. Sometimes I'll get a day behind and I have to put up 2 videos in a day. That's fine. I have a full-time job, so sue me. I don't need to have these monetized to make a living. I make my money off my full-time job that I get paid very well to do. Gold Skulltula has appeared on the battlefield. I thought I already had the Gold Skulltula for this stage. Is there a way that I can check that? I guess not. Battlefield info? No, that just shows what my generals and shit are. Okay, I guess I didn't have the frickin' Skulltula. I'm gonna just destroy this real quick just in case. That's a Cuckoo. I don't want to kill that, because killing that will cause it to make other Cuckoos, you know, attack my folks, and I don't want that to happen. This might be one of the Cuckoos, though, that just kind of rubber bands to my position and gets in my way whenever I fight shit. I can only hope that the enemy forces will kill it first. That way I'll have a bunch of Cuckoos on my team. Actually, I want the bow. Actually, this Skulltula's nearby. It's up there, probably, actually. Let me get the hookshot out. Normally you don't have a hookshot by this point in the story. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I didn't have it yet. If you already have a Skulltula, I'm fairly sure that those don't show up. Or if you already have that particular Skulltula, So I didn't even think of whether or not I had the Skulltula. I just kind of went for it and got it. Which is fine. You know, Skulltula I have to get in the long run. So I'm supposed to be defending West Boulder Keep, but I'm not. Because I'm super smart and good at this game. I mean, I'm decent, but... Oh, Hyrule came by. Let me heal whoever's here. I rescued Hylian Cap. I'm fairly sure he appreciates it greatly. Eat good fish. Use all the stuff I have here. The war on peoples. I'm actually gonna save my magic for when I fight him at the end of the stage. Alright, we defeated Dissonance. West keeps on the fall. Oh my watch. Let's see if we can't take some of the heat off of them. Oh yeah, they're probably going to take that back at some point. I think I saw them glowing for a second there, too. There's no way in hell we're going to be keeping this. Which is fine. We don't really need this for anything, but... I think the main thing is that we keep the boulder keeps, because if they take the boulder keeps, they'll start shooting boulders down at our base again. I don't want that. So we're just going to keep the boulder keeps at the very least nice and secure. Oh, there's Impa. Yeah, it's hard before, but there. Now we've accomplished that mission. Accomplished that mission objective. And now I think we're meant to strike against the enemy base, which is the Chief's room. Why are these Gorons like glowing like blue? That's not something that normally happens. Doing that, maybe it's a glitch or something, I don't know. These are either doing it too. Maybe it's like a shadowing effect that's like kicking in when it shouldn't be, I don't know. Alright, so we just gotta beat the crap out of Darunia one more time. Except in the enemy base. We don't actually have to take the enemy base. If we do take the enemy base, it just basically counts as another base for us. It doesn't really affect them. I mean, yeah, if we lose our allied base, then that's no bueno for us, but, we have, like, specific objectives that we have to do. So, just going and taking the enemy base isn't necessarily going to do anything. Oh, they got bomb shoes. So I'm fairly sure we gotta take out their bomb shoes before they get to our base. And there are 3 of them, which isn't necessarily good. Bomb shoes are huge in this game, by the way. I know we haven't played Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask on the channel yet, but, you know, a lot of people have played Ocarina of Time, so they know what a bomb shoe is. So getting rid of bomb shoes is a good idea in this game, because they're freaking huge, and they will take a large chunk of control out of your allied base, or out of, like, any of your bases if they're able to reach the destination. I'm actually going to try to get to the one that's nearest to the base. Oh, that's actually very close. I think I can cut down the middle. Now I think about it. Because that's just... yeah, that's way down there. I gotta just take the shortcut down this way. Take out their outpost captain on the way, why not? It'll only take a second. Where's the bomb shoe? Where's the bomb? Where's the trigger? Oh, they got a bomb shoe operator. Oh, the bomb shoe's ours now. Okay. I will take that as well. Alright. Let's see if we can stop the other bomb shoe or take out its operator over here, too. That's just the one left. Let's heal this captain. Yep, there's an operator right here. That's our bomb shoe as well. So that's all the bomb shoes taken care of. I neutralized one and took the other 2. Now the only thing left that we need to do... oh, I unlocked the skill. That's cool. Oh, that's because I got a certain number of KOs on this weapon. Hey, bomb shoe operator. It's my bomb shoe now. Oh, a chest. That'll probably have rupees in it. No, not hook shot. We need both of those. Okay. That's rupees, right? Yes. Alright, now the only thing that we have left to do is to beat up Darunia. Let's do so with gusto. With a couple of windfishes here, sorry. As much as I'd like to drink more, I'm getting really full. Probably because of all the food that I ate earlier. That's brought up his weak point meter. Oh, we win. That's that level done. Okay. I think I'll do one more. We'll do one more map here, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night. Yay, we freed Rudo. I guess it's a good thing. That was a terrible experience. Until I leave the filthy mountain. Do you want us to carry you down the mountain, Your Highness? We'll learn more about that when we get to Ocarina of Time in the future. That's not going to be a thing that happens anytime soon. We've already seen this before, so we don't need to see it again. I wonder if I'll get a level 3 bell for her. It's not something that I have to unlock. I don't have a Link's Awakening map to unlock it with. I can already tell we have a better sand rod for Toon Link. The jeweled sand rod. I think that's like tier 2. Yeah, because tier 3 is the nice sand rod. Right, so let's do the Lake Hylia. It wants us to use lightning. Who's got lightning? I'm not going to use Sheik. I'm not going to use Lana. I'm not going to use Zelda. I could probably use Ganondorf. Who else at a decent level uses a lightning weapon? Winkle. No, Yuga's not at a good level. I'll use Linkle. Let's use Linkle in the Pegasus boots here. The boots were unlocked with the... oh, I already have. The Pegasus boots are at the tier 3. Hell yeah. Because in the in the 3DS version, you have to unlock all the level 2s and 3s because you can get them in the adventure maps. But because there are no adventure maps associated with the Wii U version, you can just randomly get level 2s and level 3s. And since we already have level 3 for Linkle here, I think it's a good opportunity to use Linkle. I haven't used the Pegasus boots that much, or the boots in general. Those were an extra weapon for Linkle that was included in the Link's Awakening DLC pack. So more Link's Awakening, because Link's Awakening. The Pegasus boots, we actually just got in our playthrough of the game. When this goes up, I don't think that particular part will be up yet. But they are a weapon item thing from... I mean, well, there's also the Pegasus shoes that were in A Link to the Past, but they were called the Pegasus boots in Link's Awakening. And the boots basically turn Linkle into super kick mode. I think I still like the crossbows better because the crossbows are just... The crossbows do not care. There are so many... There's so much good with the crossbows. So much yes with the crossbows. But the boots seem to be doing equally as well because, like I said, we have tier 3 boots, so... That's always a good thing. I need to see what I can do about putting more abilities on these. Actually, Actually, what abilities do I have on? I haven't been looking at abilities to find out what kind of... Okay, I don't have any particular... I don't have any particular combos boosted. Let's see. Easy to juggle enemies. That's cool. More rupees, more materials, more slotted weapons. So we're basically supposed to be Juggle Master here, which is good. I guess that's what... because usually when you see, like, element up, it will increase the effectiveness of what that element will be used for. Like, so I'm guessing lightning-based weapons are good for juggling. I don't normally go out of my way to juggle enemies because there really isn't much of a point. Usually, with Dynasty Warriors games in general, just, like, attacking an enemy once or twice will kill it. But, you know. I guess for, like, these kinds of enemies and whatnot, like, I can juggle things easier. I mean, I don't juggle things very often in general, so I'm assuming that I'm doing better juggling than I normally do. I'll go around to get in there. I'm going here, though, into the new walls surrounding the Lakeside Laboratory. I'll take this keep while... Oh, actually, oh, she's heading here. Okay, we just gotta make sure that this place is presentable when she comes by. That's not that... that's not that, intensive of a quest. Here, I've already taken it. We're good to go, princess. Come on over here. Let's go. Yeah, I know, that's a fake Zelda that's leading the enemy troops. The story really isn't that important. We're just doing this for gameplay purposes. We're not showing off the entirety of the story of Hyrule Warriors. We're not doing a full-on Let's Play of the game. Yeah, I know I have been doing a lot of Zelda lately in general. It's, you know, just relatively, like a couple of weeks ago, finished the A Link to the Past playthrough. We're playing Link's Awakening currently. A couple of weeks ago, my last drunk video, quote-unquote drunk, because, like I said, I'm still pretty lucid. I still have, you know, I'm buzzed, but I'm still aware. You know, last time I did this, I played Breath of the Wild. Now I'm playing another, even if it is a side game, it's Hyrule Warriors, so it's, you know, still a Zelda game. But yeah, a lot of Zelda, but Zelda is my favorite game series, so. Yeah, but if I had to pick a next one, it'd probably be Mega Man. I played a lot of Mega Man on here as well. Now we get to go into the Water Temple. Just unlock that. And Ruto's going to look for the Lens of Truth, which is in the Water Temple for some reason, even though in Ocarina of Time, the Lens of Truth is at the bottom of the Kakariko Well. But, and it's whatever. It's Hyrule Warriors. It's not canon. It can take artistic liberties, so I'm not going to complain. What's our objective? What do we gotta do, Ziggy? What did I call the Ziggy? Ow. I was trying to do a Quantum Leap reference, and I think I got my characters mixed up. I think Ziggy is like the name of the person who the Demon Stockwell keeps alluding to. I also haven't seen Quantum Leap in a long time. If we were Scott Bakula right now, we would be kind of lost. Okay, so Ruto is trapped in the central hall. We have to get her out. pushed the wrong button. That's kind of a cool thing. Open the floodgates inside the temple when that's your free. Okay, so we gotta open the floodgates. Find the keys to the floodgate switches. It doesn't show where those floodgates are, so I guess we're gonna have to find them ourselves. Which is fine. We can dash around with the Pegasus boots. This is blocked off by water, so we can't go that way. Let's try going this way. Oh, there's the switch. So we're good to go here. Kill this Beamos with some bombs. Oh, just you have to take the key. We don't have to worry about finding and tripping the switch. We just have to take the key, and that's all. And that's really not too hard of a proposition. Proposition was the word I was looking for earlier, but I meant request. And that'll open up some of the other rooms. Yeah, like this. So we can go north here now. Oh god. I just gotta finish up this little bit of drinking, and I'm done with drinking. Probably could drink more if I wasn't so full. I didn't think this felt... Oh, yeah, and this whole time, Rudo is being assaulted by folks. And there's nothing we can do about it because we can't get in there without opening all the floodgates. So, time is of the essence, and they picked just the right person to do this. Me, who's slightly intoxicated. That actually did not have a switch inside, and I'm not even sure why I wasted my time, because now Rudo probably has, like... I have to actually check this now, because my Wii U gamepad is... Oh, she's fine on life for now. Like, if Rudo dies, then that's game over, but, like, I could normally just check it on the Wii U gamepad screen, but the Wii U gamepad is currently dead, so it died I want to say about an hour ago, so I'm not able to just look at it from a glance. Which would have been kind of convenient, but that's a limitation with battery power, I suppose. I don't freaking care. It's not like it's like any information I would have been... Like, I normally play this on the gamepad, and I'm not privy to that information on the fly as I would be by having the Wii U gamepad as a separate thing. Or playing on the TV. I'm not usually privy to that second screen information. So this is basically just like playing Hyrule Warriors like I normally do, except on a bigger screen. Because I don't normally play this on the TV. There's the switch here too. The switch is actually right there. So that was BMO, so it's not going to be a pain in the... Yes, we know. I saw the switch before you pointed it out to me. Thank you. Right, so let's capture this super quick. And that should be it. Should be good to go, and we should have access into the central room now. Unless there are more floodgate switches that I wasn't... No, we're good. Yes, please get out of there and don't die, because I'd like to stay alive so I can complete the stage. That would be beneficial to everyone. It's beneficial to maintain. Gatekeeper. Oh. Oh, Impa got beat up. That sucks. Rudo's about halfway through her life. But I'm fairly sure the control, or the CPU has having a better time controlling her than I ever would have. Alright, we've got the Lens of Truth, which you can't use on our own. It's just something that's used as part of the story. It's not like an item that we can get or anything like that. We can get the Mask of Truth or whatever. But that's only in the Majora's Mask Terminal Adventure map, which I have yet to do much with. Oh look, the Lens of Truth revealed the way to the final boss here. Alright, so we get to fight an evil version of Zelda. I'm just going to skip that because there's really no point in watching it. Pegasus boot this. I'm not fighting King Dodongo right now. It's going to be a waste of my time, waste of my talent. Just going to fight Zelda right now. That's... If everybody else wants to die to King Dodongo, they can go right ahead. I'm fairly sure that I'll kill Zelda before they're even come close to killing King Dodongo. See, I'm already almost done with Zelda here. That's fine. See, there we go. And then, oh, it turns out it was Wizrow the entire time. And that's the end. And I got some crappy boots that I don't need. I think I got a better bell, though, for Marin. Looks like. That's a good 2.5 hour video, I think. I don't really know if there's too much else I want to do on this. Not really too much else that we can really play on the Wii U. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I thought it was just going to be Hyrule Warriors, but it turned out to be Hyrule Warriors and a couple of other games. And I'm okay with that. You know, I had some fun playing multiple games on the Wii U with you guys. And, in whatever next video, we'll see what we can do. I'll see what I can do about getting together with Greg to do a Mega Man 6 video sometime soon. Get some practice in on Mega Man 6 as well, because I don't really want a repeat of what happened at the end of Mega Man 5, let me tell you. We ended up using save states in that game. Not one of my proudest moments. But, yeah, maybe I'll do another drunk playthrough of... Not necessarily a playthrough, but a drunk video of something. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to call it a video. I'm going to see if there's something else I can play. I'm going to see if there's something else on here that I can play. Because I want to keep playing. Even though it's almost midnight at this point. It's whatever. Let's see if there's something else on here that I can play real quick. I mean, no new drinks, obviously, but... Let's see... Paper Mario is an RPG, so I'm not going to play that. Kirby 64. Donkey Kong Country, I'm going to save that for playing later. What am I doing in Circle of the Moon? Let's start up a bit of Harmony of Dissonance, why not? I've beaten this game before. We can at least do the beginning of Harmony of Dissonance, why not? I'm going to sit back on the couch here. You know, why not? Yeah, let's play this. Let's play this for a little bit at the very least. This is a fun game. I like all of the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games. I apparently haven't played this on the Wii U yet. I know I downloaded all of them because I like them, but... Let's see what we can do in here. Starting a new game. A lot of people criticize this particular entry in the series because of its... a lot of its music sounds like it comes off of a Game Boy Color. And it does, but I'll be honest, this is one of my favorite soundtracks in the series. So this is a semi-direct sequel to Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. And we play as Simon's grandson, Juiced Belmont. And there's a whole big thing with kind of like a light world, dark world thing going on with this game. You're basically trying to... I can't skip this. Okay, so the basic story is that there's like 3 friends, Juiced, Maxim, and Lighty. Lighty's been kidnapped and taken to Castle Dracula, which is just kind of shown up spontaneously. Even though Dracula doesn't come back for unless every 100 years, like after he's defeated. And he was just defeated like 50 years ago or some shit like that. And because both Juiced, who is a Belmont, and Maxim care about Lighty, they both go into Castle Dracula to try to save her, and like I said, there's a whole light world, dark world thing going on that will become apparent if we even get to that point in the game. But yeah. I'm not even going to bother with voice acting here, I'm just going to play a little bit here, and basically play this until I'm bored, and then we'll stop the recording. Or until it gets too late, whatever. So we've got jumping, we got whip, which is the B button. The L button will... The L and R buttons basically dash. Kind of like how Alucard has a back dash in Symphony of the Night, we have a backwards and a forwards dash. I think this will become a bad guy in just a bit. Indeed it does. It doesn't do a lot of damage to us. But you can pretty much tell like the sound quality isn't as good as like Circle of the Moon or Aria of Sorrow. But some of the tracks in this game are amazing. I mean, Castlevania. I mean, I may not like every Castlevania game. Like, I don't care for the NES versions I've found recently. This music here is freaking amazing. I love this song. Knock that down. That makes a ramp. Oh, apparently. I've beaten this game before, I just haven't played it in years. This is basically like a Symphony of the Night sort of game you can equip. Armor and stuff. Like you don't get like multiple weapons like in Symphony of the Night or Aria of Sorrow, you just have the whip. But you can equip things onto the whip to make it stronger as you find them. There's a potion we can use that to heal HP if need be. There's some skeletons we can kill. And parts we're getting are obviously going to be used for sub-weapons. We also have an MP bar, which is used for things, I'm sure. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've played. I don't exactly remember. Remember, this was the second game of these games that was released from the Game Boy Advance. And I remember it being kind of odd because Circle of the Moon was, in all honesty, like the first Castlevania game I really got into and played. Other than, like, Curse of Darkness. No, not Curse of Darkness. Legacy of Darkness on the N64. And I was kind of weirded out by the fact, because Circle of the Moon had, like a huge, like, elemental system. Like, there were, like, 10 elements in the game. Like, there was, like, fire, ice, plant, ground, and stone were 2 different things. Poison. This is a save point, by the way. Lightning, wind, light, darkness, and there's like one other one. And like this was a lot more simpler. Like you didn't necessarily have enemies who were associated with elements, and it took me a bit of getting used to. I don't know if I want to go that way yet. Let's go up. I think up would be a better way to go. Oh, there's a heart max up. Okay. Holy water in this game travels forward when you use it. So it's over this way. I can't go up there. But like this is the these are the kind of games that put the Vania in Metroidvania, because when that coin was termed, when that term was coined, there you go. When that term was coined, basically the major examples of this sort of exploration-based game were, you know, games like Metroid, and I love this song too. Games like Symphony of the Night and other Castlevania games of that caliber, like this one. There's like one other song that I remember from this, which was like the it's like a lot further up. The color of Soulmate must be Belmont. Oh, it's Death. Death is in every game. I'm not going to fight Death here, but yeah, there's a story going on, but I really don't care right now. Like I said, this is just kind of a casual play of this. I'm not going to go through the entire game. I may do it in a future Let's Play, because why not? But when I do that, then we'll get to more of a more picking apart of the story and a bit, you know, much better examples of a lot of the gameplay elements and whatnot. But for now, this is just kind of a fucking around, doing whatever I can do before I get bored and turn the video off, sort of thing. So we gotta play like a variety of games in this video. We got like 2 sessions of Hyrule Warriors, Duck Hunt, Pokemon Pinball, and Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. So kind of a grab bag of games here. So I'm probably okay. I'm gonna keep the axe because the axe is usually my sub weapon of choice in these games. Here. So it's over here. That's the save point. Like at first I was planning on calling it like Hyrule Warriors and Friends. I still might do that for like the I don't want the Bible. The Bible's just kind of like a shield that I don't really need. Oh, Medusa heads, lovely. I was gonna call it because like Hyrule Warriors was gonna be my main focus. Then I ended up playing like 3 other games. I'm just gonna call this like maybe like Wii U casual game showcase or something like that. But yeah. Oh, this is the fire tip, I think. Redstone. This will give us. We can equip this to the whip to give us fire damage. It doesn't have anything physical that shows up there, but anything that's weak to fire, I will take extra damage from the whip now. We can fight a boss, why not? We'll probably get creamed, but if it's a giant bat, and that's all it is, I have an axe. Yeah, just a giant bat. Wow, the axe apparently takes 4 hearts to use. I didn't realize that. I'm used to it taking maybe 1 or 2. It
depends on the game, but apparently in this game it takes 4 hearts to use the axe, and that's not. It's actually quite a lot, really. I'm used to maybe like I think in Circle of the Moon at the very least. I know that there was like daggers were 1, axes were 2. Crosses were 5, and I think like holy water might have been 3 or something like that. Maybe 2 still. And stopwatches were like a stupid amount for like what stopwatches do. I think stopwatches are mostly useless. I don't really use them. Not even in like the. I can understand why they'd be useful in like the Medusa head areas, but I really don't think much of them. They don't really stop time long enough for it to really matter. Whoa. Whoa! Not cool, not cool. Alright, that's the giant bat down. Oh, should probably pick this up. This will give us... I don't even remember if it gives us max HP increase or not. I really don't care. I think we've been here before. Indeed. Save the game because we just beat a boss. This way. What's down? There's a down here. What goes down? What's down? Is this a secret? It's not a secret. There are lots of secrets. Like if you look at the wall a little bit, like you can find a secret engine. Oh, that's a cool battle. I thought that was one of the spell books. Fairy journal, I think, just what does a fairy journal do? It's under relics. Oh, so if we hit an enemy, we'll know what it's called. Fair enough, I suppose, but... I was hoping that was one of the spell tomes, because they're... Like, Circle of the Moon's big thing... Like, each of the Game Boy Advance games is a big sort of gameplay... I don't want to say gimmick, but more of a, like a feature that's associated with it. Like the Circle of the Moon has like the card system, where you can find cards and like mix them together to do different combos and spell things, and that's what the MP is used for. And in this, like Aria of Sorrow had the like the soul system, where you get souls from enemies and use the soul, like equip the souls to get like different powers. In this game, it's these spell books that you find which will enhance the abilities of your sub-weapons. And you can find like there's a fire, an ice, a lightning, a wind, and a summon tone. And like each one will have a different effect on basically have different combos depending on what sub-weapon you have equipped. Should probably not be as close to those bone pillars as I usually am. That's okay. Still alive, so you can they can suck at stupid bone pillars. I usually don't go like 2 areas into the game without being a little bit more leveled up. I'm like, well, I'm at level 3, yeah. I don't think I'm good enough for this area. Especially with the amount of hits I have to do on these monsters to kill them. Well, bats can kill in one hit. Can't go up there to get whatever that armor is. Well, no, the things are being killed fairly easily enough. And I'm doing better than I thought I would have been. At least kill him. Can I get up? No, I can't get up. I need double jump to get up there. Okay. Like some of the relics will do things like, oh, you know what monster you're hitting now, or you'll see how much damage you're doing for hit points, but there are other things like you can double jump, or you can slide under places. And those are the real kind of relics I'm looking for. I'm fairly sure they're a little bit more spread out. Let's jump over these guys. I'm fairly sure that I'm close to like another boss, but if I go after another boss, I don't know how well I'll do. I'm surprised I did as well against the giant bat at level 2. Because like I was like, that's another thing that kind of was it wasn't really odd, but it was just kind of weird at the time for me, because I didn't know what levels I should be like fighting all these bosses at. Because in Circle of the Moon, you were okay as long as you went up by like increments of 5 levels. Like Cerberus, you were good if you were at level 5, and like the next boss, you were good if you were at level 10, and so on and so forth. Whereas this game, I really wasn't all that sure. And like I said, I have beaten the game and gotten a good ending and everything like that, but at the same time, like, I don't know what level I need to be to beat the next boss. Does this have a thing like in, like in Castlevania 4? Yeah, you can hold down the B button and, like, the whip will fall down like that. And you can use the... While you're holding down B, you can use the D-pad to, just kind of go in any direction here. Like a lot of other games, if you hold down B, it'll just spin the whip around. Back in the, this place. Okay. Oh, this is where I actually came into the Wailing Way. Just peachy. Let's go this way then. We haven't gone this way. Monster Tome. What's a Monster Tome? What does that do? I don't want to fight that big thing. Oh, it's a bestiary. How do I look at that? Is it under secretive? Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, you can see what the other weaknesses are. So, like, if against this rock armor, if I had lightning, I would do more damage to it. And if I had ice, I would not do as much damage to it. I remember those things being a lot harder to kill in Symphony of the Night. Can't go too much elsewhere from there. Where's gonna go? I can go down. Let's go down, shall we? See what's there. Let's not get hit by too many rocks. In fact, I'm taking a lot of damage and will probably die soon. I just realized that, so let's eat. Let's eat a potion. Let's go to the down. Here is the down. Oh, there's a rock armor. This way. Actually, let's go this way. Let's see what's this way before we go to the down. Whoa. Oh, this is the same one we were in earlier. So of course that large skull's gonna be back. There's a cape. Silk cloak. That's obviously gonna give us more defense. Yeah, just gives us a couple more defense. Better than a sharp stick in the eye. I don't want that. That's another sub-weapon. I want to keep the axe. I like the axe. Could be using the axe more, but it uses 4 hearts to use it. Oh, that's an HP max up there, actually. I do want that. And I need the double jump to get it, so... That sucks to be me. So, health restoring item. There's a lizardman. There's a heart max. And another area. Oh, I can't go to the other area because it's locked. I have to find a relic to open that. So let's go this way. Oh, there's that giant ghost again. Respawning on me. Okay, where's down? Down's back over here. Let's go to the down, shall we? There's the down. What's down here? The walnut's not. What's over here? Shrine of the App States. I don't know what that is. I want that axe back. Thank you. I don't know what an App State is. Well, that's not a secret wall. These guys do a lot of damage to me. Considering I only have like 70 hit points and they're doing 8 damage to me every time they hit me, that's not good. They can hit me like just 10 times and I'll die. Oh, that's a platform up. Where's the heart? Oh, they're bones. More bone filler. Or another bone filler, I should say. Oh, it hurts though. I'm gonna use another potion here. So I'm going to die otherwise. I know I'm not in like terrible mortal danger or anything, but I prefer to err on the side of caution at the moment. Use all the hearts just to waste them on that one bone filler. There's only like 5 axes, jeez. I still prefer the axes over most other sub-weapons. Because of how they fire. They fire up in an arc like that, and it's easier to hit enemies that are in the air. I'll use the crucifix right now, why not? That's 5 hearts. It's basically just a boomerang. Whoa, white dragon. These are annoying as hell. I just kind of like misfired that one together. Ah well. I don't have to. You don't have to fight it. I probably want the experience. I'm already taking less damage from it. I got some experience from it now. I got a life max up, and that's never bad. Other road we can go, we haven't gone yet. We'll go to the down. Let's go to the down. Hey, Maxim. Story, 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 story. Just skipping through this for now. I'll do like a full playthrough of this at some point in the future, and then we'll explore the story then. But for right now, I'm good with just leaving that alone. Let's fight a boss in here and probably get wrecked. Oh, hey there. I can't even use my crucifix. Probably use that more, actually. Like dashing. It actually is quite handy. That's actually very handy. Good to know against bosses. And all you need to do to use is just use the bumpers. Shoulder buttons, whatever you want to call them, L and R. No matter what way you're facing, L will always dash left, R will always dash right. It's pretty damn useful. Well, whip's the only thing I have. I don't have any touch, so I'm going to use the cross right now. It hasn't even hit me once. Which is pretty nice. Yeah, I beat it without even getting hit. That's a really easy boss. Just depending on what your level is. Oh. I missed out on the, lizard tail. Does that give me double jump? Oh, that gives me a slide. What's going here? What's in here? Oh, the entrance area again. I think that's just going to lead right back to the entrance, period. Entrance proper. There's a down there. Some more down. We can go all of the down. Oh, all the up too. We haven't gone up here. No, we haven't even gone right. We haven't even gone like that way before. The way we came. This is stupid. Wait, when did I get a knife? I'd rather have the fist over the knife. I don't even remember when I got a knife. Soul Orb. I think that shows me how much HP damage I do. Yep. I was actually wondering when I was going to get that. But, you know, as useless as it sounds, it is actually good for determining, you know, how, like, good of a level are you to, like, defeat really anything. That's probably where I got the knife was right there. I didn't even realize it. Okay, so the fist isn't too bad. I still prefer the knife, or not the knife, the crucifix or the axe. I got the Bible. Now, the Bible just kind of, like, radiates outward from your position. I'll show you. Where's the zombie? Come on, zombie. That's what it does. It's like goes to the edges of the screen, more or less, but, like, radiates out from your position. So, it is still possible to miss things with it, obviously, but it's not the greatest weapon in the arsenal. I'll take a holy water over it. Oh, there's a save point right here. I didn't even realize. I didn't even look. Need to be paying more attention to that kind of shit. Still can't kill a lizard man on me. Just gotta be tough bastards. But I am beating them quicker now than I did before. Looks like the next logical position to go is down and to the right. The next logical path. Pardon me. Just ignore you guys for now. Outrunning the fireball there. Good. I should use the dash more. There we go. Except where I can't. This is like the logical this way. Stay still. Keep backing up, that's the problem. Let's use our slide to get this. Jump, jump, slide, slide. This is one new area. Oh, this is a shield or something? Oh, boy. No, that's just a gem. We will find like a shopkeeper or whatever. Like a person who will sell us things, but he'll also buy gemstones, like just like the librarian slash shopkeeper in Symphony of the Night. We'll buy gemstones off Alucard. This guy will also buy gemstones off of Juice. So that's going to be the main... I mean, not the main way that we make money, but... Oh, victory armor, huh? Stand up to the victory. It's a Victory Gundam reference. That's what the theme song's called. Oh dear. Oh, it is doing a lot of damage. I am not down to clown with that. Oh, and it throws its sword. And I'm dead. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and call the video here. That was, well, that's enough for me. So, before I go off on another tangent and try to play another game here, I hope you enjoyed this, veritable smorgasbord of different games here. Hyrule Warriors, Duck Hunt, Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, and a little bit of, well, not even a little bit, that was a sizable amount, I would say. Ish. Maybe about like a half hour's worth of, I don't even know, I'm barely looking at the timer on Audacity, but we had a good chunk of Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. Don't really have anything else I really want to play on the Wii U at the moment. You know what? Let's go for another game. Why not? Let's play some Cybernator. Cybernator's actually on my backlog, and I'm fairly sure I'm not going to be able to do too much of it, but it's like you just keep the variety going. Let's play some Cybernator. I'm not very good at this either. Cybernator is a game where you control a robot and beat up other robots and guns and stuff, like kind of a shooter. As you can see, I've already played a bit of this game. I'm going to reset the game. But I have played this on a couple of occasions. This will be the last game, I swear. This is Cybernator, known in, I don't remember what it's called in Japan. It's like Armored Suit Vulcan or something like that. But like you have a robot and you fight other robots and the job of destroying the enemy battlecraft was assigned to our platoon. Right, so we gotta... There's like something we have to stuff we have to destroy. Should break into the enemy colony. Pulls the battlecraft from the construction here. I don't think we're going to be playing this game for too much longer. Assault Suit Vulcan. Yeah, that's what the game is called. They were like, this is like a series of games, and like each one was called a different thing in our in America. Has energy unit been connected? the translation is this is pretty top notch. Roger, I'll destroy it. So we're in the Armored Suit Vulcan. We have a machine gun. I think we get other weapons as well. We can use the A button to dash around. The Y button fires. We can also use the up and down control pad to aim. But if we move around, we'll just start aiming forward again. It's actually a pretty fun game. I just gotta get better at it. because I actually kind of want to. I have plans on beating this as part of my backlog, but I have never beaten even the first level of it yet. I'm not used to these super hard older games. But I was there's a friend of mine who's really into this. I think this series in general. I know he has Cybernator, like an actual cartridge for Cybernator, and he got pretty excited when I told him I downloaded it on the Wii U. But he even has like his a lot of his like online gamer tag names are references to this game. I'm not going to say what they are, but you know. But yeah, like I said, I'm probably not going to beat the first level here. I'm just doing a casual thing here. I'm sucking. You have a little jetpack. If you hold down the B button or the jump button, get a bit of hover action going on, which is really cool. It has a really in-depth control scheme. That's probably one of the main draws to it. I mean, it does take some getting used to, but it's intuitive enough. Like you can aim your gun, you can hover. It just, like I said, does take some getting used to. I'm already halfway through my energy. That's how much I'm not good at this game. But it's still pretty fun. I like it. Oh, okay. This is Rado. I found the energy in Rado. Right? You can change your guy's name. I don't remember what the default name is. Also, when you get Ultra, you can swap. Oh, here's the boss thing I can never kill. So you have to kill this in order to end the in order to end the level. I'm just gonna punch it. See how well punching does. Use the X button to swap weapons. Shield is dangerously low. Thank you. Oh, I gotta go back up here. Shoots things. Shoots it. Kills it. This is what we want to kill. This is what we want to destroy. I've never destroyed this. Because I keep forgetting that. That's the thing that okay, good, I did it. Yay! Alright, we are out of here. Full speed ahead. This is the farthest I've been in the game. The manufacturer of heavy artillery was very active. Warren mine from the moon was sent into satellite orbit where it was processed. Again, top-notch translation here. After destroying the enemy spaceship, we headed to the satellite orbit, rife with floating asteroids, to destroy their ore processing facilities. Okay. Let's destroy their ore processing facilities greatly. Let's advance. Don't run into any roids. Rado, the general course, is put in the ship's computer, but use manual control to get past the asteroids. Don't worry about me. I'm fairly sure that roids is not a... Oh, we got a wing unit now. That's pretty cool. So now we're in like a horizontal scrolling shooter. I'm gonna use the control stick for this. Usually with shooter sections like this, I'm better with the control stick than I am with the D-pad. I got like a wing unit on the back now here. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that there aren't too many people. I can't really, even like in the future, I can't picture people calling these roids. Just, you know, asteroids is fine. Roids is what people call like steroids. I've arrived at the checkpoint. Boosters away. Advance with care. Alright, so I guess I'm going into a regular... Okay, I'm back into a regular walking around section. The shield is... Okay, I'm dying. I'm dying is what they want to say. Wonderful. Okay. I don't know if there's a way to get more life, but as far as I know, I only have like 1 life. Yeah, I only have 1 life. Okay, now I'm done. I swear to God, I'm done now. I didn't want to use a credit. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and end the video here before I get any more ideas to drag this video out longer than normal. It's 3 hours now, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut the video here. And I may have another, you know, I'll see if I can find some other ideas for drunk videos in the future, or maybe just, you know, just standard gameplay videos. Let's just put this a little bit here. I'm going to try to do some more recording if everybody's gone to the Rapture. And of course, you've got more Super Metroid and Link's Awakening to look forward to. But until then, this has been a at least partially drunk gameplay video for a variety of games, including Hyrule Warriors, Duck Hunt, Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire, Castlevania, Harmony of Dissonance, and Cybernator. And I've been Radio Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?